Good morning, day 41, and we had a very hot night. Yesterday we were hiking in 90-degree weather and 100% humidity, a lot of bugs. It was a hard day, but we got through it, and today's supposed to be a little bit cooler in the 80s. Big tree crashed down not too far from us last night in the middle of the night. And there was a lot of lightning and thunder, but no rain in the middle of the night. And we were headed into Falls Village, Connecticut. We might stop at the cafe and have breakfast. We have a long day ahead of us. It might rain, not sure. But anyway, I'll get back later. Here we are, hiker trash in a shishi restaurant. We just managed to find a trail to take us here. And we're having a nice breakfast, packing out lunch. Life is good. I'm on a part of the Appalachian Trail that, like a year ago, very close to this date, I hiked with my son Angus, because we came up here for a memorial service for my uncle, and it was his birthday, Angus's birthday, on June 2nd, and I convinced him to hike a little of the AT with me, so we hiked this portion, so it makes me miss my Angus, and we got ice cream at the end in Falls Village, but it's a pretty easy section of the trail. In fact, we're coming up to a portion that is handicap accessible. It's a short distance, but I guess if you're handicapped and want to do part of the AT, there's a couple places where they have it handicap accessible. See, this is the handicapped part of the trail. Nice wide path, not a lot of hazards. Everything's kind of smooth. So nice that they consider that. It's not very long because, it always ducks up into the mountains, but I'm glad that there is a portion where people who have physical limitations can experience the Appalachian Trail. Okay, we're going across the Housatonic again and on the Iron Bridge. Yep, and there we're headed to the falls right up there. Hey, going swimming. If I don't fall and kill myself. Okay, we're at Village Falls, and we're gonna swim. Very slippery around the edges, so I'm gonna put my phone down. But yeah, we're getting in. Okay, refreshing, nature's way.
Probably gonna smell like fish now, so I get the great bearing.
Fish and mud. But we did it, and it was great. That's the real falls. That's where we should have swam. But we were pretty sure. Either way, it was a great dunk. So I'm glad we did it. Either we didn't do the right falls. view. First view of the day. Hazy, hot, humid.
Buggy.
Muggy and buggy. But, and no breeze. Wait, there's a little breeze just when I say that. Okay. Look at this gorgeous view. I see these tall mountains, and I look at the tallest one, and I say, well, that's where we're headed, because that's what the AT likes to show us. No reason to show us those puny mountains. We got to go for the big ones. I don't know if that's a better view. I cleaned my lens because it looked a little blurry, but it is very hazy out. Looks like there's rain over there. Headed our way. Okay, here's the giant thumb. The giant thumb. The rock that looks like a thumb in the woods. Thus the giant thumb. Okay, we are on Billy's View. And I see a steeple, a white steeple church in the background. And it's actually cleared up. It's not as hazy. We're having lunch at this nice little spot on the rock. Packed out our food from breakfast. Well, ordered more food after breakfast. And now we're eating that and enjoying the little breeze off this rock. Came across this. There's two people out on the, two hiker. One's a family, the Six Packers. They're on YouTube. I think I've mentioned them before. It's a family of 6, 4 kids, 2 adults. And they had gotten some equipment back to a guy named Treehouse, named because his treehouse for his children fell down in a storm, and the insurance money for it has paid for his thru hike. So his trail name is Treehouse. But anyway, because the Six Pack got him back his equipment or whatever he missed, he sets up little signs for them everywhere because he's ahead of them, or he sets up scavenger hunts or nice little prizes. So this is for them, and we saw it when we stopped to get water. So a nice little tale of the trail. Okay, we're approaching the town of Salisbury. We have to go through this cemetery. I'm not sure why. I think the Appalachian Trail goes through a lot of cemeteries. They must get some special deals going through cemeteries. They don't have to pay as much for live things. So they always bring us through cemeteries. But here it is, a nice little cemetery, Salisbury, Connecticut. So we are at a hostel in Salisbury, Connecticut. We decided it was too hot and we were too miserable. So we ducked into the hostel. We're going to slack pack 16 miles tomorrow and stay in the hostel again until this weather breaks, and then get some miles in. We have some big climbs ahead of us. Mount Bear Mountain, Lion's Head Bear Mountain, Mount Race, Mount Everett. So it seemed like a good plan. So we're about to go out in Salisbury, get some resupply, maybe get some dinner. But this is the hostel here. It used to be owned by Maria, and now her grandson is running it. There's several bed options. I have the room behind the curtain, which I can show you later, but it's just like part of the sitting room, living room is blocked off with a curtain, and there's a bed back there, and that's where I'm staying. But yeah, so this is where we are.